The most basic unit of the Zerg army is the Zergling. You can get 2 of these guys per larva for 50 minerals. They have 2 upgrades. One is Metabolic Boost, which increases their run rate, and the other is Adrenal Glands, which increases their attack rate. Their attacks do a single damage of 5 per attack, and they have no base armor. The Hydralisk is going to be the first range unit you can build for the Zerg army. It does 10 explosive damage per attack at a range of 4. You can get an upgrade to increase this range to 5. Their speed can also be increased by an upgrade at the Hydra Den. The Queen of StarCraft 2 has become the Swarm Queen. It is now armored but has no basic attacks of its own. It can still spread Creep for 15 energy and Inject Larva for 15 energy. Inject Larva now increases the spawn rate of larva by 65% for 24 seconds, but each hatchery can only have 3 larvae at a time. Nurturing Swarm is a new spell which can restore 75 hit points to a target unit or structure, or it can speed up the morphing time of a structure by 100% for 20 seconds. Enrage is another new ability which allows the Swarm Queen to attack for 20 seconds, which allows it to do 2 attacks of 9 per volley against ground units at a range of 5, or 1 attack of 9 against air units at a range of 7. Overlords are like flying supply depots for the Zerg army. They have a very low base speed, but with the pneumatized carapace upgrade you can increase that speed by quite a bit. They can also morph into Overseers, which increases their speed further and gives them the ability to detect. They can also spawn changelings, which turn into enemy basic units, and you can use these to scout them out without them knowing. Overlords can also act as dropships for the Zerg army. It does 16 damage per attack at a range of 3 at a speed of 1.87. It has 2 base armor and has 150 hit points and is armored. It has a special ability called Tunnel. Once researched, it temporarily burrows the roach and increases its movement speed greatly for 4 seconds. These iconic units have returned from Brood War. Once a Hydralisk Den becomes a Lurker's Den, you can morph Lurkers from Hydralisks on the field. They can only attack while burrowed, but once burrowed they do a line of splash damage doing 23 damage at a range of 6. They can also be forced to become passive. The Viper has replaced the Flying Queen of Brood War. It can still abduct and consume, and these abilities work just like they did in StarCraft 2. It also has a new ability called Ensnare. It shoots something that looks like a fungal growth at a targeted area, except instead of doing damage, it reduces their attack and movement speed by 30%. The Mutalisk has been changed to behave a little bit more like their Brood War counterparts. They also have an increased range of 3.5 rather than 3. Other than that, they're pretty much the same thing from StarCraft 2. And at this point, the Terran player GG's. The flying suicide attacker called the Scourge has returned from Brood War as well. Its suicide damage is 110 at a range of melee. It also has acidic bile. Once it explodes, nearby enemy units are covered in acid. Affected units will suffer 3 damage every second for 5 seconds. This effect does not stack. It takes 7 Scourge to kill a battlecruiser, and 6 Scourge to kill a carrier. Morphed from a Mutalisk at Greater Spire Tech, the Devourer is possibly the most dangerous air unit in the game. It has an air-to-air attack that does 25 damage every 3.75 seconds, but the power of the Devourer comes in the acid spores its attacks stack onto its target. Each acid spore will reduce the attack rate of the affected unit by 12.5%, and each unit can have up to 9 stacks of this debuff on it at once. In addition to the slowing effect, this acid spore debuff will also increase the damage received by the unit from all sources of attacks by 1. This means that a unit with 9 acid spores on it will receive a total of 18 damage from the first attack of the Mutalisk, and that the third bounce of a Mutalisk attack will do 9 damage. The attack of the Devourer does not splash, but the air units near its target will receive acid spore debuffs as well. It also has a new ability called Blight. This ability is channeled onto an area on the ground and does a total of 150 damage over 30 seconds. This ability cannot stack. Guardians are also morphed from Mutalisks at the Greater Spire Tech. They have a very long range of 9 and do 20 damage per attack. These are perfect for attacking entrenched Terran or Protoss locations. The Defiler is a very powerful Zerg spellcaster that comes pre-equipped with Consume, which, unlike the Viper, will kill a target-friendly Zerg unit and restore 50 energy to the Defiler instantly. It also has Plague, which will reduce the health of all units caught in its effects down to 1, but will not kill it. And it also has Dark Swarm, which summons a cloud that protects all units under it from direct range damage. Splash attacks will still do some damage. The Ultralisk of Starbow is a little smaller than its StarCraft II counterpart. It has a lower overall health pool, and does 20 damage per attack at a range of 1. However, it no longer does splash damage. It's still armored, and it can still get up to 6 armor with all of its armor upgrades. It also has a new speed upgrade, which increases its speed dramatically. As you can see, they make great tanks for the Zerg army. The coolest change given to the Zerg race is that all ground units, with the exception of lurkers and banelings, can move while burrowed once the ability has been researched at Hive Tech. Thanks for watching, everyone!